Hi, thanks for tuning in. This is another pickup video, this time after the console pickup videos I've done recently. This is back to the good old specky games. Now, this is another seller who I know very well, met him several times. Nice chap by the name of Ant Harper. He runs a website called Retrogear. Really good prices. Ant put a post on one of the Facebook groups that I'm in. Spectrum Facebook groups I'm in, saying he was going to put loads more stuff up and everyone should check out his website. So indeed I did, and as per my previous specky pickups, what I'm looking for here specifically is games either obviously I haven't got in my collection or ones that I haven't even heard of as well, of which there were quite a few, and as I say, at decent prices. So expertly packaged by Ant, really nice packaging by Ant. Loads of this stuff in, loads more I've thrown away actually, so it had a lot more than just that. All the games, not individually, but wrapped in bubble wrap as well in packs. So really impressed by the packaging, and swift service by Anthony as well. So if you want to have a browse at his Spectrum games, you can hop over to his website Retrogear. Now, first of all, we'll tackle the double dual games first, and this is a very good game, one of my favourites, Spin Dizzy, and I was really surprised to see I didn't have it in my collection. Of course it's a clone of Marble Madness, that goes without saying. You can tell that even from just the front cover, but it was really well written by this chap here, Paul Shirley. I think he designed and wrote the original Amstrad version by Electric Dreams. So Spin Dizzy, really good game, Spin Dizzy, I love that a lot. So there you go, Spin Dizzy. Vigilante. Now, I bought this because I'm hoping maybe to write an article about it. It's an arcade game which was converted by US Gold onto all the home computers. So I assume it's like a Renegade type game. Let's have a look at the screenshots. Any specky screenshots here? No, actually, I think US Gold has done its usual naughty, and they're all from the arcade version. So I'm not quite sure how that's relevant to this specky version of Vigilante, but there you go, a lot of that went on. This was a game I hadn't heard of, Reactor. They weren't exactly the best publisher on the specky, they're mainly Commodore 64 I think, and it's a game called Dead Ringer. And quite an interesting cover there of a guy like stuck in some sort of spaceship with rockets all around the outside, and he's like got a skeleton in the background. So yeah, all a bit odd this, quite intrigued about this. And I assume it's some sort of space shooter, that's what it boils down to eventually. So yeah, quite intrigued to try that one. So that's a game I haven't heard of. Not got many Ultimate Ladder games in my collection. Not a big fan of their isometric games, but I've never played this one, and obviously it isn't, it's Underworld. Got this one quite cheap, I think it was only £6, and the reason why it's a bit cheaper is because it's got this tear on the front cover, but otherwise apart from that it's in pretty good condition. So I've never played Underworld, so I'm quite intrigued to have a go on that one. Kind of overlooked at the time because it was released at the same time as Nightlaw, which obviously blew everyone away in terms of its graphics. Right, let's have a look at some single dual games now. And another Firebird game that I hadn't heard of. I don't know if you remember from, or have seen on one of my previous videos, there was a game that I hadn't, what was it called, Muggins Spaceman or something, and I was a big fan of the Silver Range, so I was quite surprised I hadn't heard of that one. But here's another one, it's called Brainstorm, and it's, as the name would suggest, some sort of puzzle game, so it looks quite intriguing, that, so I'll be quite keen to have a go on that. Brainstorm. Hyper Raid, I have heard of this one, it's by Atlantis. Now, Atlantis got a bit of a bad rap, but this was one of their better games. It's a platformer, but I think it was half decent, so I'm quite looking forward to playing Hyper Raid. Another Silver Range Firebird game that I haven't heard of, and it's called The Plot. So it's obviously something to do with Guy Fawkes by the look of it, and the Gunpowder Plot, and it looks like another type of platformer, so usually quite cheap and cheerful. Don't ever remember this being reviewed in Crash, so I'm intrigued to play that one. Tank Busters. I have heard of this one, as you might expect. It's a Battlezone clone, and apparently quite a good one, which is the reason why I bought it. And another unheard of game, Castle Quest by Scorpio Games World. Most of their games were rubbish. I'm determined to find a Scorpio Games World game that is actually quite good. Maybe it will be Castle Quest, although frankly I doubt it. Right, it's the final little bundle of lovely single dual games. It starts off with Mastertronic game Play It Again, Sam. Nice little black and white cover here. I assume it's sort of based on sort of like noir, detective noir feel. So we've got the screenshots. It's an adventure game, isn't it? So yeah, quite intrigued on that. Looks like a replacement box there, because surely that should be a clear jewel there. But never mind. Got plenty of them anyway. Quick Snacks. This is a really nice little puzzle game, which is a Pingo clone basically, but it's obviously based on the Dizzy character. So I look forward to playing that one. Never played that before. I know that one's got quite a few fans. Another unheard of game by Arcade, who is another 2-bit software house that didn't last too long into the mid-80s, and this one's called Raider of the Cursed Mine. So it's got nothing to do, of course, with Raider of the Lost Ark, and you've got this chap here, very nice little bow tie there, exploring. Has he got a bow tie, or is it just difficult to tell actually? I think it's just his shirt opened up, but he looks very very suave, this guy. And a spider there as well, threatening him. Not quite sure what this line is going through there. Is that part of the spider web? But yeah, never heard of this game. No screenshots to be seen. So quite intrigued what this is about. The controls don't exactly make me particularly confident it's a good game, because 1 moves your man left, 2 moves your man right, and that would appear to be it. That's very encouraging there. Never mind. Castle Blackstar by CDS Microsystems, another publisher that didn't last too long. A nice picture there of a lady. I don't know what she's got to do with it, but Castle Blackstar, maybe you have to rescue her or something. This is from 1983. Imagine, as you awaken from a sleep troubled by strange dreams and visions, you find yourself in a luxurious room furnished in silver and glass. Yeah, well, imagine that. You bend and bow, saying, "My Lady Artemis, darkness enfolds you," until suddenly... Okay, so perhaps you've got to rescue the Lady Artemis then. That's her on the front cover. Okay, interesting. Don't know what sort of game that is. It's an adventure game by the look of it, because there's instructions about taking a lamp. Mighty Magus by Quicksilver, or Magus. Obviously I've heard of Quicksilver, never heard of Mighty Magus, Margus, whatever. Nice little cover that actually, a wraparound cover. Let's look at that in its entirety. Yeah, quite nice that. Does it go out any further? No. There it is. What sort of game we got here? Oh, it's a platform game. Okay, fair enough. Manic Miner and Jet Set Willy responsible for the deluge of platform games on the Spectrum. And finally, we've got Terminus. Now, this was written by Paul Hargreaves, who's the same chap that wrote Tantalus, which was a full price game. He kind of specialised in huge games with lots of screens, which kind of was a benchmark that we used back in those days. But the fact that these games had lots of screens, you know, a lot of them were identical. They had to be really to store them on the Specky's in Specky's memory. Never played this one. Thought I'd give it a go. Terminus. Apparently, it's okay from what I understand. So there you go. There's my big bundle from Ant Harper of Retrogear. A big Spectrum bundle. Lots of new games for me to play. Nothing there that I haven't played already, with the exception of Tank Busters and Spin Dizzy. So look forward to playing all those. And thanks for watching. I'll post another video soon. Cheers. Bye.